Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It is Mike here, the Evil Monkey, and it's been a hot minute. So there hasn't been really much racing going on or anything going on right now because of the virus. So unfortunately, a lot of my projects and things like that have just been on hold. And I started officially a 3D printing business, so I've been getting lots and lots of orders with that. So today's project, guys, I'm going to be building a cool new thing. This is, you've probably seen it before, this is a tiny trainer. It's based off the DRL Racer 4. This was designed by Evan Turner at 533. So this is the kit that I bought. Comes with the frame, comes with all the screws and everything that you need. Comes with the cool plastic cover. Now you can buy the kit with the TPU, but obviously I have 3D printers, so I printed my own. For motors, I'm going to be using the heads-up FPV motors, and so let's take these out and show you guys real quick. They're actually really nice motors. So these are the heads-up edition. You can see them, and these are the 1404 4533 kV. These are the spec motors for the spec racing for the tiny trainers, which is really cool. And then for my flight controller, I'm using the Beta FPV all-in-one. This is the 20 amp 2 to 4S brushless flight controller, the version 3. This is the one that they recommended on their website that you use. For a receiver, I'm using my FR Sky. It's going to be FR Sky XM Plus. And then I also got the tiny LEDs little kit. So this enables you to run 4 LEDs off of the arms in the middle and stuff like that. So I ordered that as well. And then for my camera, I already have it inside the TPU. I'm going to be using the Cadex Turbo EOS 2. I didn't want to buy a new camera, and this is the one I had, so I went with it. So anyway, so yeah, so that's it for the kit. So first thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and break this open, and I'm going to go ahead and put my motors and attach them to the actual frame. So we'll start with that, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here it is. We've gotten the motor screwed on, taped them down a little bit. I went ahead and trimmed up the wires. And so next, what we have to do is we're going to take the battery pad. We'll flip this thing upside down like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the battery pad thing. This is where the battery slides into. So what you do is you're going to fold this kind of like that, and it kind of makes this funky little design. But anyway, so that one and that one are going to screw into those two holes right there. So and then it'll go through the flight controller. So I'm going to do that because it's really complicated to do while the camera's trying to record, and I'll show you once I'm done. Alright guys, so here we go. So you can see I put that through, and then underneath you use one of the longer screws, and then you use one of those tiny little lock nuts, and then after that there's 2 more holes at the top, and then you use 2 of the standoffs and 2 of the smaller screws, and then once you're done with those 2, you just insert the last of the 2 flight controllers. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount up the flight controller, and then we'll get to the good stuff. Alright guys, so once you have the flight controller mounted, use the last of those 4 little plastic nylon screws, bolts, whatever you want to call them, and you just tighten it down nice and snug like you would any other quad. So next, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to tin up the ESCs, and I'm going to go ahead and solder the motors onto those. So give me a few and I'll be right back. Alright, so there we are. We got the motors all soldered up to each one of the ESCs, and I did cut the motor wires a little bit longer, so I added an extra zip tie on each one just to hold them wires nice and in place. I didn't want them wobbling around or anything like that. So next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and solder up my receiver. So I've got to get some some cable, and then some wires, and then I'll wire that up, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Alright, so I got the receiver wired up. So the next part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little guy. This is the Vtx Mount. So how this mounts up is what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the small metal bolts, whatever you want to call them, from the flight controller, and you mount it just like that on that screw in the back there, and then that way the standoffs can still get through to it. And then you mount the VTX up on top of here. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so there's my VTX, and so next is going to be my camera. And I noticed that the the camera wire was a little bit too small, so I added a little bit extra. So let me solder that on, and I'll be right back. Alright, and here is the VTX and the camera. Now once you get the camera soldered in, go ahead and put on the last two standoffs, and the TPU just slips right on top of that. Seeing it kind of sits like that, so which is nice. So the last step now is basically I'm going to get my tiny LED kit out. Now since my VTX sticks out a little bit, you can put it there, but I'm actually going to put it across here. So either way I guess will work. Maybe I'll try and put it on here. Well, I don't know. We'll see. So I'll show you the next time. Alright guys, so there we go. So the tiny LEDs are soldered in and put on the arms. Now I already powered it on, made sure everything's good. The LEDs don't work yet because they haven't been programmed in beta flight yet. But this is pretty much it, so I'm going to put the cover on it. There it is with the top. Now this is an extra fin that I printed because I thought it just looked cool. So I've got some beta flight programming to do. Got to put the props on, but other than that, I am done. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and tune in for part 2 where I take this thing out and we're going to test it out. So thanks for watching guys, as always. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for the next video, let's keep our drones up in the air, flying high.